Tell them fuck with me. Appetizers of success. Put an app in for greatness and patience told me this well. Okay. Look for action and practice to get a hold of yourself. Time is of the essence and every second gonna help.
What is going on, Renation? How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel, man. Sorry I haven't been posting many videos lately, man. It's either because there's nothing to upload, or either it's because like I'm not even feeling it. Like there's some days when I'm just looking in my Logitech camera and I'm like, I'm not feeling it today, man. And I change my camera angle sometimes, and that's probably one of the reasons why. But today we're going to be talking about the possible DLC season pass that we could be getting, and all the superstars that aren't in the WWE 2K18 game and that were removed from, you know, the previous game, that were in the previous game but they're not in the game now. So we're going to be discussing that. It's going to be pretty much all of that, you know, basically. But if you haven't, make sure that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers, man. We just hit 13,000, so I really do appreciate you guys for actually staying tuned on my channel. Now first we're going to talk about the DLC possibilities. Now what we have over here is this creation of a season pass that one of my subscribers, actually, that follow me on Twitter, I believe it's Phantom, he actually made this, and it made total sense of what we could be getting. And let's just discuss it. Now we have the 205 roster. Now these couple of superstars were not, you know, featured in the 205 roster from the game we got now, because we have TJ Perkins, Mustafa, I'm trying to like Mustafa, something like that. We have so many people, like I can't even name that many off the top of my head. We have Adrian, Neville. We just have so many others. I can't even think of them in my head because I'm so stuck on the fact that, you know, the roster, it's like we missed a couple of people, and a lot of people were upset. Now in my opinion, I'm not upset about the Hardys not being on the main roster. I knew they were gonna either be DLC or not, you know, but they have to sell the DLC pack, you know what I'm saying? They can't just sell it, and it's like, I think it would be harder to sell it without the Hardys, because the Hardys are pretty big. So if you figure out, oh snap, the Hardys are in the DLC pack, let's buy it, you know what I'm saying? So some of the people that I know really quick from the NXT, this NXT, we could be in the NXT pack, are I think Peyton Royce, I don't know how to say your name, Drew McIntyre, and Aleister Black. Now people thought Aleister Black was going to be on the main roster in the video game. I thought so too, man. I would have expected him to be on there, since he's kind of been in the WWE, I believe, longer than Drew McIntyre, but at the same time they're both DLC, so it really doesn't even matter. I just feel like Aleister Black should have been, you know, featured inside the disc instead of being a DLC. But I could see him, Andrew, in the NXT pack if they do create that. And I know all the others, and I can't, you know, come up with the names, but I was watching, I believe I was probably watching the NXT takeover, and when I was watching it, I saw a lot of these stars, and it's pretty cool. I don't get a chance to watch NXT every week, but when I do, you know, it is something special, you know. So I wouldn't mind seeing all these in the season pass. Season pass would probably be like $20. It's usually always 20. If it's higher, then, you know, I'll still pay for it. Now from the Future Stars pack, I don't know why he put Future Stars, because Hardys, anyways, maybe that's his future. I would have, instead of saying Future Stars, I'd probably say something else, but hey, it's fine. We got the Hardys. Now I don't know what attire they're gonna get, probably the WrestleMania attire, which I mean, any attire is fine, you can always change it. And we have James Ellsworth. Now if he's in the game and he's in like the DLC pack, that'll be interesting, because I don't know if he's gonna have his wrestling attire or is he gonna have his manager attire. I would believe he would have both. It could be that way. Now I'm still curious about that. He could have both. And we got Lana. Now I definitely do think Lana will be in the DLC pack. Now they're forgetting Shelton Benjamin, but I know he just came back, so it could be not be a possibility. But at the same time, around his injury, he could have easily scanned for the game, because WWE could have been like, hey man, after your injury, we know you're going to come back, so you might as well get scanned for the game. We're going to put your moveset in anyways. We probably look at some tapes and see what you're rolling with and stuff like that. That could be possible. Now, I'm not saying that's possible, but it could be. So I'm not very sure. But Shelton Benjamin could be in the WWE 2K18 game as a DLC. Now Lana, I mean, I don't know what tie they're gonna give my girl Lana. Hopefully, I don't know. I like that first attire better, but then WWE realized how that attire looked, and they changed it up, and they gave her more of like she had showing less skin, you know, on the legs, because her first attire was pretty badass, but then they took it off because she was showing too much skin. But then we got Elias Sampson, aka Elias. I hate that they got rid of his full name, because I like saying Elias Sampson, but I mean, maybe I don't know, but I know he's definitely gonna be a DLC. I wish he wasn't a DLC, because he's been in the WWE longer than a lot. He's been in the WWE longer than the Hardys, so he should have. He been in WWE longer than the Hardys? Well, I think he was doing a lot of backstage stuff. I'm not sure, but I feel like Elias Sampson, he feels like the DLC type. He just feels like it. So I mean, I don't know. I remember when Samoa Joe was a DLC. I haven't bought a DLC pack since 2K14. 2K14 DLC pack was lit. Like, if you remember 2K14 DLC pack, you had the NWO. You had so many cool features. I haven't bought one since, because it's just a copy and paste of just a character with a generic moveset. If you play with Samoa Joe and it might have been the 2K15 DLC pack, he probably was ass, because I heard he had a generic moveset. They always do that. They always put them as DLCs and give them the generic moveset, and you have to put in the moveset that they give you. So then we have the UK roster. Don't know really much of the names, but I did watch the UK tournament that they had, which is pretty crazy, man. I watched that. Then I watched how they had the Cruiserweight tournament. Now I haven't watched the new women's one that they have now. I haven't watched that yet. But I did see a little bit of highlights, you know, on Instagram of some of the, you know, women. I did see that little damn, you heard that bird? Oh my god. Shouts out to this hurricane. It's pretty crazy. But I did see how they had some of the stuff on the highlights on Instagram. You know, it's cool, you know. That's cool. And yeah, we have down here, we have the Accelerator Pack, which if you know what the Accelerator Pack is, it's basically just like a boost for either my career, and it gives you abilities to unlock everything early, which probably won't have to do none of that because there's no showcase mode. So you probably just have everything unlocked already. What else is Accelerator Pack? Oh, it lets you, I think, get your character to a 99 overall the minute you play my career, which is interesting. It lets you change everybody's overall. So let's say since AJ Styles is 89 overall, you can change it to a 95. In my opinion, he shouldn't be an 89 overall. He should be like a 93. I don't know why Baron Corbin's at the almost same up there as him, because Baron Corbin's 87. He shouldn't be that close to AJ Styles. I mean, technically that don't make sense, but I mean, it's fine. Now we have down here's the Croatian suit pack. 50 new moves, new clothing parts, arena parts, more. That sounds pretty lit. Like, you can if you buy the season pass, you can get like the arena parts. Like, that's lit. 50 new moves, we usually get that, and new clothing parts. That sounds interesting. It reminds me of SmackDown vs. Raw, the older ones where you can actually go to the store and buy them. I miss that. I miss where you can go to the stores. Like, your player, like, I wondered if they have that ability when you free roam. You can go to like there's a WWE room, and it's like kind of like or you can free roam and you can go like outside the arena where it had like the WWE store. I don't know, that'd be just cool. Like, you go to the WWE store and buy different equipment. Like, you can buy like some armbands, shoulder pads with VC. That'd be interesting. I know 2K18 is holding out on a lot of information because we haven't seen nothing yet. If you think this game looks trash, right? I thought the game looked trash at first a little bit. But if you think the game looks trash and now you haven't seen nothing yet, we are gonna be getting a lot more stuff, man. People have said it, man, and it's true. We have some match creator. They brought back match creator from 2K14. Like, we're getting so much new stuff. So if you're holding out on this game because you think it's trash, you haven't seen nothing yet. It's gonna be a mind blowing. My career is gonna be mind blowing. A lot of stuff that we're gonna get is gonna be crazy, man. I'm telling you, you might want to pre-order But I understand if you don't because you haven't seen nothing. But after you see something that we're going to get, you're going to want to pre-order, because I think I'm going to pre-order it 2 weeks before it comes out because I'm kind of petty like that. But anyways, now that we're done with the season pass and this creation that it could possibly, now it could be different. But this is what I would believe would probably be, you know. So let's get on to who's going to be, well, not who's gonna be, but who was out of 2K18 that was in 2K17, maybe 16, so forth. So the people that I noticed that weren't in the WWE 2K18 roster reveal was Mr. Man, Austin Aries, Simon Gotch. I think I put Austin Aries. Okay, Mr. Man, Austin Aries, Simon Gotch, New Age Outlaws, Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman, Stardust, Dudley Boyz, E. Marie, Alberto Del Rio, Jack Swagger, Blake, and Murphy. Now, from what I'm seeing, I accidentally put Austin Aries twice. I'm changing it, but you won't see that. So, real quick, let's just go on a roll of. So, Mystery Man. Mystery Man has been in the WWE game for centuries. He's been a playable character since SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Well, probably he probably been a playable character longer than that. I'm shocked to tell this is the first ever time in years he has not been a playable character. He was a playable character 15, 16, 17. Let's just go down. He was a playable character probably in SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He was part, even 12. In 12, he was part of the storyline, the story mode that they had. He was part of that. 12, he was in 13, he was in 11, he was in 14, 15. I feel like he's been in the game for so many years, and finally they have not put him in the game this year. That is insane, man, because he literally has been in the game since I was in Pampers, if not longer. This dude's been in the game since games were made for WWE, and that is crazy to me that he did not make it in the game. And I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe he'd be part. If he's part of the DLC, then I can understand that. But if he's part of the DLC, then it'd be his first time ever not being put on the disc and just being a DLC. But yeah. Now Austin Aries, I'm shocked about this because I thought he would at least made it in the game because he was at he technically did. He technically was in the WrestleMania. He wasn't. He attended WrestleMania. Like I think it was a couple of months after that. That's when he got his real release. I would have still thought he would have been in the game because that happened the same way with Alberto Del Rio last year. He left early, and then they still put him in the game. Same with Punk. Punk left the company in around January 2014. They still put him in the video game for 2K15. So that's so weird to me. It really is. And I kind of want to go back and play that 2K15 story mode online. Not story mode, but the showcase mode, because I never got to play it on my channel because my channel wasn't that great. Would love to do that. I might end up doing that. But I don't know. But anyways, I'm still surprised that Austin Aries didn't make the cutoff. He should have made the cutoff. Now, if he's DLC, that'd be kind of petty because he was DLC last year. But it is what it is. I understand. He didn't have no TV time, so fuck it. Simon Gotch, I'm not surprised he's not in the game. He barely had TV time. He was released, or either he released or got his release. So, you know, it happens. Now, the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, they should have been in the game. Now, I know there's a lot of legends that I would prefer not to be in the game, like Earthquake, Andre the Giant, so forth, Typhoon. I mean, they're nice legends, but they're fillers. They're filler legends. I'm gonna call them hashtag filler legends. They don't need to be put in the game. I would rather those type of people be part of a DLC, because I mean, the only time God dang that bird. Let's stop right when I say that. So I said the only time I ever played with the Andre the Giant, Typhoon, or Earthquake was probably during the 2K14 showcase mode. That was the only time I actually had to play with them. I think it would have been. I'm sorry about the bird out in the background. Only time I think I played with Andre was against. It was against somebody. It was against that guy and it was a match where then Andre won, so he took the bag and started throwing the money. Anywho, I don't play with Andre. I don't play with Typhoon Earthquake. I never will. But I see what people can get kind of mad about that because they play with them online. I mean, I see a lot of people play with random people online. So, I mean, maybe that's an advantage, but at the same time, they really did not need to be in the game. But, you know, that's just my opinion. People around the world might disagree. So, I'm not mad if you disagree. You know what I'm saying? So, the New Age Outlaws should have definitely been in the game. Bro Dogg and Billy Gunn. I would rather them have their more recent 2015 attire. And that bird is very annoying. Their bird is gonna make me stop it. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, I wish they would have had their 2015 attire, because I like that. I know I like the throwback attire, but I want to see more of an older version of them, which would have been cool. Arn Anderson, not surprised. I mean, I never played with him. Brian Pillman, now I think one reason the same reason they removed Bad Blood is probably the same reason they removed Brian Pillman. Because if you don't know, 2K actually sends them the complete roster of who, like, before they actually start going and scanning these guys and putting them in the game immediately. Because if 2K can just put every single person in the game, they would. They honestly would, but they have to go through all the characters through WWE. So they send WWE a list of all the characters they want in the game. They submit it by WWE. WWE chooses who they want in the game, and that's why it's a lot of people missing. Brian Pillman, it probably was another reason why Brian Pillman wasn't in the game, and I think it was just because of WWE and how they feel about him. I mean, if you're gonna remove Bad Blood, you're probably gonna remove Brian Pillman, because that's one of the same reasons apparently. Stardust, didn't expect him to be in the game. That character was ass. Now the Dudley Boyz, oh man, I'm shocked they're not in the game. I would actually really want the Dudley Boyz in the game, because if I have, like, just imagine if you have RVD and you have the Dudley Boyz, man, you can recreate ECW. Like, I don't know if they're gonna do hopefully they do a ECW pack for the season pass instead of. No, I would love to see that ECW pack. I don't think we ever had an ECW pack. Now it'd be cool to have Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, Sabu, Dudley Boyz, you know, RVD. That'd be lit as hell. And, you know, sadly you can't get Punk in there because Punk might sue again. I mean, technically Punk wasn't even supposed to be in 2K15 because, you know, they didn't have permission to put him in there. But Dudley Boyz, man, I'm kind of upset about them. I actually played with the Dudley Boyz. You know, I used to do a lot of table moves and stuff. It was cool as hell. E. Marie saw that coming. She didn't. They put her in the game, I think twice. I think they put her in the game twice. I think she was in 2K16 as well. If she wasn't, then she was in 17. She was in 17. I mean, I'm not surprised that she not in there, but hey, you know, I'm not that surprised. Alberto Del Rio, not surprised either. He left WWE in bad terms. I don't think Del Rio really likes WWE. I think when he came back, just to, you know, get a pop. But after, like, when he came back, he had a huge pop. But after a while, you know, them pops die on, the nostalgia dies. Kind of like if Punk came back, it would pop. He'd probably get the biggest pop of ever in WWE universe. But at the same time, I mean, that nostalgia is gonna die out in like weeks, and people are gonna start booing him. It's just how WWE is now these days. Jack Swagger, he left WWE early. I don't know if he left. He left WWE early. He left before WrestleMania, I believe. So, you know, he wasn't gonna make it in the game. Now, one surprised me is Blake and Murphy. They didn't make it in the game, and I was like, whoa, you're telling me they're not gonna make it in the game? But in my head, I realized why they didn't make it in the game. It's because of TV time, man. WWE has this thing. WWE, when they talk, I believe when they talk 2K, they have this thing where if you don't get TV time, you don't get put in the game. Same thing happened with the Usos. They weren't in 2K14. 2K14 should have had the Usos in it, but since they did not get TV time, they were not in the game. And they weren't even part of a DLC pack. They weren't even part of nothing. They were not in the game at all. Now, a lot of people were upset about that, and I was too, because I wanted to play with the Usos, but they weren't in there. Now, they were a DLC at one point. I think that might have been WWE 12 or WWE 13 they were. they were a part of a DLC, but they were not in 2K14 because they didn't get TV time, which was crazy to me. But I do understand, you know, they don't want to put you in a video game knowing you ain't doing shit. You feel me? Blake and Murphy ain't doing nothing, so I do understand why, you know, that's happening. I think one of them just had a baby that came, you know, Sarah. I think her name was Sarah. That used to be on NXT Tough Enough, or Tough Enough, what you want to call it. She got pregnant by, I think it might have been Blake, or one of Blake or Murphy, one of them. One of them, you know, because I can't remember which one was it, but they had a baby with her, and so they've been off TV because of that. I don't know if that's the only reason why, but I feel like they should still be in the game. At least put them in the NXT pack. At least, come on now. They've been in the game for the last 2 games, 16 and 17. At least put them back in the game. But this is all the people that I know that aren't in the game. Tell me who else isn't in the game that's very important. If they're not important, don't mention it. But thank you guys so much for watching, man. It was great actually making this video. It's a 20-minute. This is a 20-minute long video with a bird in the background yelling the whole time. I hope that did not kill this video. But this bird is messing with me, man. But I do appreciate everybody for coming in and watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give a thumbs up plus that like, same thing, but you know, do it, and subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 20,000. Make sure let's get this video to I said last video get 300 likes, but it didn't get there. It only got like 100 something likes. But let's get this video to 300 likes because it was pretty long and I did put in a lot of work. Not much work, but I did do enough for you to satisfy you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video I post. Renation round, deuces, baby. One love, one little piece. And my Elgato HD 60S hasn't came in yet because Hurricane Irma wants to decide not to let my Elgato come in. So Hurricane Irma, you getting these hands. You are getting these hands. I'm just playing. Don't do that. I don't want to. No, I'm just playing. But see you guys later. One love, peace. Catch you later. 20,000 subscribers. See ya. I'm out. Catch ya.